Okay, we are done with volume and we're going to move into surface area. Now, when we talked about volume, volume represented the amount of space a figure took up. Okay, surface area is exactly it. It's the amount of area on the surface of the figure. Okay, think of wrapping paper. How much wrapping paper would it take to wrap this prism? So we're going to start with surface area of prisms. And this is actually now a 7th grade topic. So that's why it says lesson 6, because it did come from the 7th grade book. But for this year, we're still considering it an 8th grade topic. So we're going to kind of combine the 7th grade book and the 8th grade book. So let's take a look and figure out how to do surface area. Now, because this is the 7th grade book, they teach it a little bit differently in the book than how we're going to learn it in 8th grade. But let's take a look anyways. It says the surface area of a rectangular base, of a rectangular prism with a base L, a width W, and a height H, is the sum of the areas of all its faces. Okay, that's a true statement. All you have to do in surface area is find the area of each side and add them up. Okay? That's how they do it in 6th grade, where they do the nets and they take the area of each side and add them up. In 7th grade, they start to give you a little bit more general formula, like this one right here. We're not even going to use this formula right here. Okay, go ahead and cross this out. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to kind of, it's sort of like this. But what I want to do first, I want to talk to you about how we're going to find the lateral surface area. Now, lateral surface area, it means the area of all the sides. Okay, it's not the top and bottom. The top and bottom are called bases. The sides are called lateral surface area. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Here's the formula that we're going to use right here. So go ahead and write this down, and we'll break this down for you. Okay, P stands for perimeter. Okay, and H stands for the height of the figure, just like it normally would. So P stands for perimeter times the height plus 2 times the base. Now capital B still stands for what it did with volume. It's the area of the base. So let's take a look at what this is. Right here, perimeter times height gives us the lateral surface area. Then we have 2 bases, and they happen to be the same in prisms, so we can go 2 times the area of the base. That covers all sides. Okay? Now, what this P means, this perimeter, here's what I'm talking about. It is the perimeter of the base. So right here is your base. Okay? We're going to find the perimeter of that. And then we're going to multiply it by the height, which is this. So if you think of volume, we found the area times the height. In surface area, we're taking the perimeter times the height. Okay? Let me give you an example here. Okay, it says find the surface area of the rectangular prism shown at the right. Okay? We're not going to use this method right here. Okay? Let me show you how to find the lateral surface area. Okay, here's your base. Right here, I'm going to outline that. Okay? If we were finding this normally, if we were doing the 4 sides, the lateral surface area, if we were finding the area, let's say, of this front rectangle right here, okay, it would be 9 times 13. 9 times 13. If we were doing this side figure right here, this side rectangle, okay, to find the area of that, it would be 7 times 13. So, and that's right here, 7 times 13. Then we've got the one in the back, would be 9 times 13, and this side over here would be 7 times 13. This right here will give you the lateral surface area. That's a lot of work. But look what they all have in common. Look, they all have a 13. Because the height is 13. Of the entire shape, the height is 13. Okay? So what we can do a little bit of math right here. If they all have a 13 in common, let's pull that 13 out. If we pull the 13 out, what do we have left? 9, 7, 9, and 7. And guess what that happens to be? 9 plus 7 plus 9 plus 7. It's the perimeter. This right here, 9 plus 7 plus 9 plus 7, is the perimeter of the base. The 13 is the height. So if we look, 9 plus 7 plus 9 plus 7, or the perimeter, is 32. The height is 13. This right here gives us our lateral surface area. Those are all four sides, the areas of all four sides added together. And if you take a look at this problem up here, here are your two that give you the lateral surface area. So it's 234 plus 182, which gives you 416. The only thing left are the top and the bottom. So here are your bases right here. Okay. How do we find the area of those two bases? 9 times 7. Look, 9 times 7 times 2, because there are 2. So we can skip all of this extra work right here and just go 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter of the base times the height. I'll do one of these with you, okay, and then you can try B on your own. So let's take a look at A. What helps sometimes is if you go ahead and you outline your base, okay? I always do this, because then I know what shape I'm looking at to find the perimeter. So let's start with your generic formula here. Okay, now I'm going to make this specific, just like in volume, I'm going to make this specific. How do I find the area of the base? Length times width. So I kept these the same, and I just changed B to length times width. Now all we're really dealing with is just this base. Alright, let's look for the perimeter. How do I find the perimeter of this base? 10 plus 3 plus 10 plus 3. Okay, and the height of the figure is 6. So 10 plus 3 plus 10 plus 3 is 26 times the height, which is 6. Okay, right here. Then I need to just find the area of my base, which is 10 times 3, but I've got two of them, one on top and one on the bottom. Okay. Put this in your calculator. Oops. And you get 216 meters squared. Now since we're back in area, our units are squared. Okay. Again, it's the perimeter of the base, which is 26, times the height of the figure, which is 6. Then 2 times their base. The area of our base is 10 times 3, which is 30. 2 times 30 is 60. Add this up and you get 216. Alright, so now try this one. Okay, this is a cube, but you can still do it the same way. So pause the video and try practice problem. Okay, let's take a look at B. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to outline my two bases here. There's one on top, one on the bottom. Okay, so let's write our generic formula, and let's change this B to length times width. Okay, so let's plug in what we know. Our perimeter right here is going to be 11 plus 11 plus 11 plus 11, which is 44. Our height is 11. Our base is going to be 11 times 11. Okay, again, 44 came from the perimeter of our base. 11 plus 11 plus 11 plus 11. Put this in your calculator. You should get 726 millimeters squared. Okay? Alright, this one, it says, Domingo built a toy box 60 inches long, 24 inches wide, and 36 inches high. He has 1 quart of paint that covers about 87 square feet of surface. Does he have enough paint to paint the toy box? Justify your answer. Well, what we have to do is we have to find the surface area of the box. And the surface area of the box is 8,928 inches squared. The problem is this is in inches squared, and it gives us how much it can cover in square feet. So we have to convert this 144 inches squared. This is how much 1 foot squared is. Okay, so if we take 87 times 144, this right here is how much 1 quart of paint will cover. So, does he have enough paint? Yes, he does. Okay. Let's take a look at your got it problem. The largest corrugated cardboard box ever constructed measured about 23 feet long by 9 feet high and 8 feet wide. Would 950 square feet of paper be enough to cover the box? Justify your answer. Well, they kind of did us a favor here because they kept it in the same unit, so we don't have to worry about converting anything. So what I would do first is I would go ahead and I would make a picture. Okay? Here's my cardboard box, 23 by 8 by 9. So what you need to do now is pause the video and find the surface area of this figure. Okay, so here's my formula, perimeter times height plus my two bases. I changed my capital B to length times width because we have a rectangle for our base. Okay, you can take a look right here. There's the bottom, there's the top. Okay, our perimeter is 62. 23 plus 8 plus 23 plus 8. The height of the figure is 9. My area of my base is going to be 23 times 8, and I've got two of them. Plug that in. You get 926 feet squared. Now, they want to know, would 950 square feet of paper be enough? Yes, it's going to be enough, okay, because the surface area is only 926 feet squared, and we have 950 square feet of paper, so we're good, okay? Now, let's try finding the surface area of triangular prisms. Okay, we are going to use it the same way, okay? This is how they would probably do it in maybe 6th and 7th grade, take each shape, add them together. We're not doing that, okay? Here's what we're doing. We're using our formula. Except this time, this capital B is not going to be length times width because now we have a triangle. Okay? So we have to use the formula 1/2 base times height. Okay, let's plug in what we know. Our perimeter is going to be over here. We have 3.6 plus 3.6 plus 4. There's our perimeter. Our height is 14. 2 times our base. We get 168.8. It's the same thing as the rectangular prisms, except we change this formula. Oops. We change this formula right here because now our base is a triangle. Okay? You can see right here what we would need to do would be to find the perimeter of, ooh, that's a bad line, this triangle right here. Okay? Find the perimeter, multiply it by the height. Then we find the area of the base and multiply it by 2 because we got two bases. Okay? Pause the video and try this got it problem. Okay, let's see how you did. Generic formula, more specific formula. Okay, we changed this base to 1/2 base times height because now we have a triangle. Okay, now if we go to find the perimeter, you can see how this has a tick mark and this has a tick mark? That means those two sides are equal. And if you look back here, this length is 2.5, so that means this length is 2.5. And this length is 2.5. So to find the perimeter, we've got 2.5 plus 3 plus 2.5. Okay, that's the perimeter. The height is 4. Now, the area of the base, we have to go base, which is 3, times the height, which is 2, times 1/2. Here's what it should look like. Okay. Perimeter is 8, height of the object is 4. Here's our area of our base. Final answer, 38 centimeters squared. Okay. Now I know that this is a little bit tougher and that it's more involved, but I think you guys can do it. So what I want you to do next is go ahead and try your got it problems, and we'll check them tomorrow in class. Okay?